The Zamfara State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 5 notorious bandit leaders at various locations in the state. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the Nigerian Air Force has reiterated its commitment to continue to safeguard the nation's territorial integrity. AVM Hassan Abubakar, the chairman organizing committee, now 57th anniversary celebration, made this known while briefing newsmen. He said NAF had over the years grown into a formidable force in its effort to carry out its core mandate of protecting the country against its enemies. Abubakar added that within the West African sub-region, NAF has carried out several assignments, especially in the area of securing life and property. At number 9, the Minister of Niger Delta, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has threatened to sue David Hundeyin, an investigative journalist who carried out an investigative report of events that might have led to the death of Iniobong Omoren, the job seeker who was recently killed in Akwa Ibom. The report by the journalist contained the call log of Frank Uduak Akpan, the self-acclaimed serial killer and rapist responsible for Ini's death. It also said that one of the alleged accomplices in the crime, Kufre Effiong, met with Frank Uduak Akpan at a location, the Volkswagen, reportedly owned by Godswill Akpabio's wife. Reacting to the report, Akpabio's lawyers in a letter to the journalist noted that the claims have some implications, which include that Senator Godswill Akpabio and his wife, Mrs. Ekaite Unoma Akpabio, was not only complicit in the death of Iniobong Omoren, but are also members of a syndicate specializing in procurement, sale or use of human body parts for ritual, and that the Volkswagen, allegedly owned by Mrs. Ekaite Unoma Akpabio, Senator Akpabio's wife, is used by members of these alleged syndicates, particularly Uduak Akpan and Kufre Effiong, to carry out their illicit transactions. Consequently, Akpabio's lawyers have demanded that the journalist retract his publications immediately and also tender an unreserved public apology to Senator Akpabio and his wife for failure to do so within 14 days of receiving the letter would amount to a lawsuit against him and other people who are concerned. At number 8, President Muhammadu Buhari earlier today held a meeting with Chad Interim President General Muhammad Idris Deby at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. According to report, Deby is on a one-day official visit to Nigeria after visiting the Republic of Niger on May 11th. The purpose of his visit to Nigeria is aimed at formally introducing himself to President Buhari, who is considered to be one of the most influential leaders in the West African sub-region and Africa at large. Recall that Deby took over the mantle of leadership in Chad after the death of his father on April 19, 2021. Matters expected to be discussed at the meeting is the menace of terrorism and arms proliferation threatening the peace and security of the sub-region. At number 7, Senate President Dr. Ahmed Lawan has cautioned governors calling for the restructuring of the country and asked them to restructure their states before calling for restructuring at the federal level. Lawan, who made the statement while speaking to State House correspondents on Thursday, said although he was not against those calling for restructuring, elected officials must not be among those advocating such. He said, "I want to advise here, and I believe that as leaders, those of us who are elected must not be at the forefront of calling for this kind of thing, because even if you are a governor, you are supposed to be working hard in your state to ensure that this restructuring you are calling for at the federal level, you have done it in your state as well. This is because what you may accuse the federal government of whatever it is, you may also be accused of the same thing in your state." Lawan also said Nigerians must come together regardless of their religious, ethnic or political persuasions to find a lasting solution to the nation's challenges. At number 6, it has been reported that fire gutted the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Udenu local government area of Enugu State on Thursday. Though the source of the fire is yet to be ascertained, those living close to INEC office suspected an electrical spark from one of the poles supplying power to the premises. The spokesperson of the Enugu State Police Command, Daniel Ndukwe, who confirmed the development, said operatives attached to the police division in the area immediately raced to the scene while contacting the fire service office in the area to promptly put out the fire. According to reports, the incident occurred at about 8:40 p.m. on Thursday, but no casualties were reported. However, the office building was extensively damaged while electrical materials and office equipment were destroyed in spite of the best effort of the Enugu State Fire Service to contain the inferno. At number 5, following the upsurge of fire incidents involving the facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in some states of the Federation, The Commission has resolved to convene an emergency meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security next week to discuss the disturbing trend. This comes following the latest destruction of the Commission's physical infrastructure and electoral facilities in Enugu State. Although the attention of the police has been drawn to the worrisome development for investigation, INEC notes that this is the third incident involving INEC's local government offices in 3 states in less than 2 weeks, and added that this is another setback to the Commission's ongoing activities and preparations for the upcoming electoral activities. At number 4, the Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, Professor Isaac Oloyede, has said that the board would decide if there is need to extend the registration period and change the date of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. Oloyede made this known during the briefing section for the committees on the 2021 UTME. Recall that the UTME had been slated to hold between June 5th and 19th. Oloyede, however, stated that the mock examination would begin on May 20th as stipulated earlier, but explained that presently 1.2 million candidates that have registered, but 1.9 million candidates are expected. 600,000 candidates had made attempt to register, but because of name, they could not. We want to do an appraisal of all the issues to know if we are extending registration or not. Extending registration may not be the solution if we found out that we can give 80% of those who have made attempt at another password. Then there will be no need to extend registration. At number 3, a Nigerian identified as Christopher Eze and 2 others have been sentenced to 33 years imprisonment by a Cyprus court for their roles in the murder of a 25-year-old Nigerian student Walshak Augustine Ngok, whose lifeless body was found in a forest. According to report, Eze and Ngok got into an argument over a girl, which led to a fight and consequently led to the victim being beaten to a state of unconsciousness and later dumped in the forest. The 2 other persons linked to the crime and also sentenced are Ghanaian Nana Nkasa and Zimbabwean Wayne Moro. The presiding judge, Serife Kaptip of Lekosa High Criminal Court, sentenced Eze, who was the principal suspect, to 27 years in prison for single-handedly killing his roommate Ngok, while Nkasa and Moyo were given 3 years each for helping transport his body to the forest. The deceased Ngok is among 100 Nigerians who have lost their lives on the island of Cyprus, as the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission last August called for the country to be blacklisted over mysterious deaths occurring there without checks. Chairman of the Commission, Abike Dabiri Arawa, also warned parents to desist from sending their children to the country for studies, saying that Nigeria had no diplomatic ties with Cyprus and most of the courses offered by institutions in the country was unaccredited. At number 2, the Special Advisor to the Minister of Sport and Youth Development, Oluwakemi Areola, has announced that Nigeria will present about 80 athletes in 10 sports at the Tokyo Olympics. The team that will represent Nigeria at the Tokyo Olympics will comprise of about 80 athletes who will participate in the 10 sporting events the country qualified for. The team will participate in wrestling, judo, taekwondo, table tennis, badminton, male and female basketball, track and field, weightlifting, rolling, canoeing, and sailing. Finally, at number 1, the Zamfara State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 5 notorious bandit leaders at various locations in the state. Among them is a Nigerian with a specialty in supplying sophisticated guns and ammunition to bandits. One of them, while being paraded, demonstrated how he hides his gun in his motorcycle to avoid being arrested by security operatives. The police public relations officer, SP Mohammed Shehu, said the police recovered 4 AK-47 rifles and 960 rounds of live ammunition. He said the suspect, who specialized in high-profile crimes ranging from banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, armed robbery, and homicide, have confessed to their crimes. Shehu explained that the arrest of the suspected bandit leaders was achieved by operatives of the Force Intelligence Bureau deployed to the state in collaboration with other security operatives. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands and stay safe. That's all for now. See you next time on What's Happening.